My name's Amy from Throne Elements Pottery, and today we will be painting these beautiful stars and stripes lanterns. It will look like this when it's done, and of course it comes with a cute little handle so you can put a candle in there or anything like that. To start, you only need a couple things. You'll need your, of course, lantern and your three colors, red, white, and blue. If you have a bowl of water and some sponges, that would be great too. You can use a kitchen sponge as well. And lastly, you'll need 3 brushes and a pencil for the end. All right, let's get started. To begin, you'll have to take out the metal part of your jar, just like that, set it aside. You will not be bringing this back to the studio. You'll want to keep this at home, so keep it somewhere safe and do not lose it. Then you'll want to use a sponge that you've put in some water and squeezed all the way out, and then wipe down every surface of your jar, inside, outside, bottom, so that way it's not dusty and the glaze will stick really well. Our first step of the lantern is to use the red, the rocking red, and painting the lid, or kind of the lip or rim of the top part of the jar. You're gonna want to do 2 layers, 2 coats, and let them dry in between coats. You wanna just do this top inch. You can hold the jar and spin it around in your hands. That's what I like to do. My jar has dried a little bit and I've done 2 coats. So our next step is to take a wet sponge. You want to squeeze all that water out of it. And then we're gonna lightly wipe away some of the red, so that way the raised surfaces on the jar will be white instead. And that way it looks like rustic, a little worn, just like this one does. If you wipe away a little bit too much red, all you have to do is go back and dip in your red and paint over that spot. Now that I have wiped away the top part and we've done 2 layers, it's looking a little rustic, we're ready to move on to our stripes. So think of this jar like thirds. So this would be your top third, your second third, and then your bottom third. So we'll want to do the blue stripes first, and just like we did with the red, we want to do 2 coats. So what I like to do personally is I like to map out where I'm going to put the stripes. So I'm thinking maybe right around there, and then right around there. And that way I kind of have lines to follow. So I'm going to paint 2 coats of this blue following the lines I've made, and then I'm going to let it dry and I'll come right back to you, okay? I have completed 2 coats and I let them dry, both coats of the blue. It kind of looks a little bit chalky. That's how you know it's ready to dry. So now we're going to work on the ombre part of our little jar here. And there's no really wrong way to do this, so I'm going to show you how I do it. What we're going to do real quick is use this blue and dip and go right around these edges one more time, so that way that the glaze is wet. Now, while this is still wet, what we're gonna do is take another paintbrush, our clean one, dip it in the white and go in the middle. And then we're gonna work our way out, just like this. And you'll slowly start to blend. You can go up, you can go down, and then get some more, go up, go down, and start to blend those 2 colors together. This is gonna take some time, little finesse. You wanna do lots of layering. So we're gonna do 1 coat definitely all the way around and blend it, and then you're gonna do it again, and you're just gonna keep going back and forth. I like to push the white a little bit lower than it's supposed to go. You can tell my white's a little bit lower because we're gonna go back with that blue and blend a little bit more. If you get a little blue like that, do not worry, everything's washable. So I'm just gonna take a sponge and get rid of that blue and go back in with that white. Maybe clean my brush off a little bit and then fix it. Now that I've painted back and forth with the white a couple times, I'm going to go back in with my blue and kind of blend it upwards. And this really evens out that line. Look how good that looks. Just blended perfectly. And you really want no hard lines, so Got one right there, gonna dip back into the white and blend again. If you painted over your lines a bunch of times, then you're probably good. You don't need to do another coat. If it's still pretty thin and you can see your first couple lines with the blue, maybe wait, let it dry, and do it again. We are on our final step. Yay! And I've let my jar dry for a little bit and it's pretty chalky now. I kind of like how blended it is and I'm gonna keep it that way. If, like I said before, if you want to do another coat, you can. The last step is to write my first and last name on the bottom of the piece with a pencil. You do not want to use a marker or a Sharpie or a pen. You want to use just a regular pencil. Look at that, we have a beautiful jar. So all you have to do now is bring it back to Thrown Elements Pottery and we will fire it for you. And when it's fired, it will be shiny, beautiful, the colors will be so, so bright, and you can use it and put a candle in here or anything like that that will light up. Thank you so much, and we hope to see you again soon.